Yo, what's up, fam? I'm Brandon Rico, and today I'm super excited to let you guys in. I don't even think I'm supposed to be even telling y'all this, but this is coming to iOS pretty soon. Today I'm super excited to introduce you guys to a brand new app. This is actually a new instrument from one of my favorite developers. Our friends over there at Gospel Musicians just sent me the beta to their brand new MK Sensation Extreme version 2. And Extreme it is. That's what we're gonna be checking out today, so let's talk about it. Alright, so again, Gospel Musicians is one of my favorite developers, especially for sound design and overall sound presets. These are actually the same people that make one of my favorite top 3 must-have apps for beat making on the iOS platform. Yep, these are the developers of the Pure Synth Platinum app. So once again, they sent me the beta and I am highly impressed. As you can see, I am housing it inside of Beatmaker 3. So yes, it will be AUV3, it will be audio unit compatible. This is not quite available on the App Store yet, but I assure you it is coming. This is available on desktop though. And amazingly enough, everything that you get on the desktop version is everything that is coming to iOS. And again, this is the beta, but everything that I'm showing you is pretty much finalized and should be good to go by the time it gets to your App Store. So quick disclaimer, this is a hefty download. So those of you who don't have a lot of storage on your iPads, you will have a file size of about 12 gigs for downloading these sound libraries. But again, just like all the other Gospel Musicians sound libraries, these are extremely worth it. So I want to show you this thing first. You can actually choose where you want to download your libraries. You can actually download these either on your iPad, or you can download them to an external drive where you can house all of your sound libraries and stuff like that. So yes, you can use an external drive to download these sounds onto if you don't have the iPad storage. And I know a couple of people are going to say, Rico, I don't even produce gospel music. Fam, there's so much value inside of this audio instrument outside of just the gospel sound. You can literally use this to create whatever. And in case you didn't know, 90% of your hip hop and R&B vibes that you enjoy today are really derived from the gospel sound. Do with that information what you want. I'm telling you, after you hear these soundscapes and these deep lush pads, the bells, the basses, the strings, all that stuff, I'm telling you, you will find yourself a place inside of this this audio unit. So next, after you download your stuff onto your iPad or on an external device, let's go ahead and go into the Edit tab. And these 6 buttons over here are your different modes that you can select. You have a live set feature. We'll talk about all of these in a minute. You have an edit mode. You have an effects mode. Again, your file management and tuning settings, channel settings, all that stuff. And then you have your on-screen keyboard button, which you can toggle on and off. Right over here to the left, you have your master volume. And then right below those, you have your quick controls. We'll talk about those in a second too. Over to the right, you have your mixer and your knobs and faders. You can actually toggle through this to go through the global sends and insert sends. We have a 8-layer sound source tab where we can combine up to 8 different sound sources to create this huge, massive, thick, bodily. This is a sound designer's playground. I think that this was geared more towards a performance-based use case, but I'll be approaching this from more of a R&B producer, beat maker, and gospel musician performance standpoint. So like I said, this is a sound designer's playground. You have a whole full workstation to where you can choose your sounds and layer them. So let's go ahead and go through some of the sounds. Headphones on. So again, you have some really deep, luscious presets here, and again, we have some really good sound sources to make these presets really nice and thick. So let's go ahead and go into some of let's go ahead and go into some gospel stacks. One of my favorite is the atmospheric keys. Like I said, these are some really premium libraries, man. These are... the release on that. So one of my favorite things about having these soundscapes is that the sound design behind them, the predetermined release and everything that comes with these presets. These presets are ready to go out of the box, like just full and everything you need to get started. So let's talk about these layers. These layers are made up of different sound sources, and then when you press the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have these stacks of sounds on top of each other that just make this full, lush, crispy, creamy, just a whole beautiful R&B gospel sound, right? So again, you have your mixer controls over here to the right, to where you can bump up the volume controls and the pan of each individual instrument. So let's go ahead and turn up. So you can quickly change your parameters and sculpt your sound really quick without even having to think hard about it. A lot of these presets are built so well that there's not really a wrong turn that you can make. And then on the next tab, you have an amp envelope to where you can adjust each parameter for every instrument, so that you can see that every time I change a different instrument, you show the different parameters. So if I want that release time or the attack time on the layer number 1, let's go ahead and turn it up first. So let's go to quickly forming sounds with the touch of a few buttons. So you have your controls where you can control the polyphony. You can toggle those down and control the portamento and so on and so forth, right? And you can also adjust the pitch bend range. You have all types of control parameters in here, so you can adjust each sound individually the way you need it to. Again, these are all layered sounds building into one collective beefy pad. And then you have filters that you can apply to each individual layer as well. So right now this is the only filter that is activated. All the others, yeah, there's only a filter on the first instrument. And then you have a low frequency oscillators tab to where you can make your own modulation effects, and you can apply those to each individual pad as well. So everything in this window applies to every pad individually, or every sound individually. And the last tab actually assigns what the modulation wheel will do and how that will affect each individual sound as well. So you can map that to either the pitch, you can map it to filtering, or you can map it to your low frequency oscillator mappings. So let's go into the live sets tab. So if you're a live musician or you like to do live performances, you can actually go ahead and select your presets here. You can select presets that you've made on your own, or you can select pre-made presets inside of this tab. So let's go ahead and So after you selected your sound, it's really easy to go back and forth and switch between those, toggle between those two sounds. The only thing I wish right now is that it was a little bit more fluid when switching in between those. I don't know if it's because of my iPad or if it's just, I don't know. Sounds don't really load up as fast as I would like it to, or as fast as I've seen them load up on, let's say, like a desktop. But again, this is a iPad app, so probably won't be using this as a live instrument for that type of transitional type of thing. So if we go back into our split, so now we have a split instrument, we can actually go ahead and adjust where our instruments will split. So you have sound number 1, which is the strings. Actually, the strings are made up of 2 layers, so the sound number 1 and 2. So if I wanted to extend sound number 2 all the way up to, let's say, D4. That's how that will end up sounding. I can do that with a different split, but yeah. Also in the live set, which is super clutch, especially for gospel musicians, for those who like to transpose on the fly, you're already playing in a key. If you want to transpose, that is there for you, real time. So let's say if you're playing in the key of A or C. If you transpose up 1, and even controlling the octave on screen is available for you as well. Also, something as intricate as controlling the velocity curve on how your sound will perform. Needless to say that expression was not an afterthought when it came to developing this app. So you can see what I'm saying about it. It's just not limited to the gospel sound. This can actually be, this can actually work for a lot of other different genres. So you have built-in effects that you can apply to the master mix of this instrument. Every sound and every layer can get its own effects. So all you have to do is press and hold. On the desktop, I think it's like a right click, but all you have to do is press and hold. Select a effect. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the sound that I'm talking about. These are thick, beautiful, luscious sounds that belong. You need this. You need this. So if you don't have this, get ready to download it. Clear some space. Clear some room. This is MK Sensation Extreme version 2 by Gospel Musicians. Yeah. Inspired and tailored by musicians and sound engineers who actually use this stuff, the actual hardware stuff. And they know what it's supposed to sound like. They know what it's supposed to feel like. They know the articulations. They know what the other musicians like, because they are musicians themselves. This was my quick overview. I hope that I was able to add some insight or give some value to how this thing works and why you might need it in your workflow. So yeah, thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for rocking with the channel. I'm Brandon Rico, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.